systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday afternoon. My man Gyiraszin. Only 4 games, had 5. 1 got scratched, Baltimore and Boston. Scratch, postponed, you know what I'm saying. Gyiraszin's cracking open a high noon. Yeah, usually 4 games, we have a quick hit. I wanted to talk some baseball with Gyiraszin. We were both available. Try and break this one down. Early slate still going. Gyiraszin, some good news on this Thursday morning, afternoon. You, second place yesterday in the $55 slam. Phillies, Tyler McGill. Hey, at the end, the Angels got it done. Nice job. Second place. Congrats.
Yeah, it's a good night. You push. I mean, what was there 300 or 400 people in that tournament? They bouncing around from 300 to 400 people different days. But yeah, I mean, usually in that one twice, usually getting the single entries, usually play 2, sometimes 3 teams bouncing around. But yesterday I pretty much stuck with the Crochet and the McGill in that game we talked about. The McGill lineup got it done. Got me a couple extra bats. But, Title, I will say I was looking at that lineup going, man, how can I get in Harper maybe instead of Schwarber? Maybe that'll make me different. I was like debating, going back and forth. And I was like, the only thing that could have helped me is if I would have ended up on Ohape instead of, because there was a couple little point differences there. But, we were kind of texting earlier and we were laughing. How about the fucking Blue Jays score 14 runs and they're not even close.
Crazy.
So, like, you got to hit home runs. A perfect example. The Angels hit bombs. That Sacramento park's playing like a softball park. And welcome to MLB, Nick Kurtz. We talked about him a couple earlier in the week. But, we got 4 games today. We ain't got all that much to talk about, but it's obviously been an emotional week for all of us. But it's good to see how everybody's been supporting each other, the community, even some of our all of our competitors really are have shout outs and sent their well wishes and everything else. So it is a pretty good reminder of the good side of people. I know we've been through some shit in the last decade of all this political nonsense that we have, pointing fingers at each other for the stupidest shit. You know what? It's time to get back to life and get real here and understand it doesn't matter what any of that shit doesn't matter. When it boils down to, we're all humans. We all really want the same things. It's just we get shit twisted every different ways. And, it's just it's fucked up, the shit that, the things that go on. But let's just remember we're all in it together, man. It just doesn't matter. And this DFS world, it's fun. It's something for all of us to do. I was telling Title, I got up this morning at the crack ass of dawn and had to drive 3.5 hours from Michigan all the way to Indiana to a steel mill today, pick up a bunch of shit, robot and electric equipment and drives and stuff, and bring it back here to Michigan, another 3.5 hours. So, I get to come on here, talk baseball, have fun, drink at high noon. And guess what? This guy ain't going to work tomorrow. I'll see you MFers on Tuesday. And I'm going to surely raise the stock price at high noon this weekend, have some gummies. We're going to win some more fun coupons all weekend. We're going to have a good time. So, you know what? It's looking up, even though the weather sucks here. It's like 50 degrees and like rainy and wet. And I know you're going to show me your phone. It's 98.
I don't even have to.
But, hey, I'm going to have some fun. Maybe I can weasel Hoop to get out there. He likes to come out and hang out with us out there once in a while.
My man Gyiraszin. Much love. I mean, yeah. But what you said for sure, it all stems back. But number one thing that I'll grow up in life that I'll teach my kids, God willing, treat others how you want to be treated. You can have so many differences in life with so many people. Treat others how you want to be treated. Good things happen in life. I mean, you want them to do it to you, you would do it to them. That's what it all means. Help others out when you can. It's not hard to be a good person. So absolutely. Like when you're saying like competitors reaching out, I'm like you. Like, I root for everyone in the industry. At the end of the day, do your best work. Customers will choose what they want to do with their money. Like, I have no ill will against nobody out there. Everyone's doing what they love. You and I coming on loving what we do. So there's no surprise that other people, humans in the industry, are reaching out, supporting. We would do the same for other people. You know what I'm saying? We don't look at it like that. Definitely not the right way to look at it. So yeah, amen. Love talking with you, G. That's why we came on here. Only 4 games, easily could have done a quick hit. Some days we do if something's going on. Hey, we want to talk baseball. We love it. So
you know what's funny though, Title? I did have a good time last night when I was watching my phone, but the campground got a full force cornhole ass whooping. Like, I could not miss, Title. It was stupid. I was throwing airmails at will, dragging bags from airmails, dragging bags by pushing them on the board, throwing a blocker wherever I wanted, throwing in between bags. It was just plain stupid. I threw like 24 in a row at one point in time.
Damn.
And it wasn't even fair. I think I beat 5 different dudes 21-0.
Are you better at cornhole or bowling?
I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I averaged 220-ish, 225-ish bowling. I did suck the other night, but I mean, I don't know. I get hot at either one, and when I'm hot at either one, I can hold with anybody, really. But yeah, it's good times. I love it. You know what? You can get out there, have fun, throw some bags, have some fun with everybody, and suck down some high noons, have some safety meetings, talk some shit. It's good times. Good times.
Amen. Amen. We'll talk some baseball before we do that. Gotta say hi to everyone in chat. Everyone's still hanging out, listening to us. Those are the real ones. They know baseball's coming. Like to always listen to Gyiraszin. I love getting a lot of wisdom listening to my man Gyiraszin. But we got Sean, Michael W., Jason Turner, Lyle, Juice, what's going on? Jake, Don, Derek, hey, Kid, already making them laugh. Robert in here again. Brandon, appreciate all you guys hanging out again. Like button, subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. Let's talk some baseball, Gyiraszin. Again, 5 games initially, down to 4 games, as you can see on SaberSim. 6:40 Eastern start time. 1 late game. So we're waiting on 1 lineup. Let's hit the refresh button. There we go. Look at that. All 8 lineups, Gyiraszin. We get off the show. We'll be ready to rock, get our teams in. And then I will say, NBA is going on. It was a close night yesterday till Neesmith turned into Michael Jordan has to be your favorite player, your best player.
Halliburton's shot was stupid.
Yeah, Neesmith absolutely costed me. And then Hallie, insane. And then an OT, they got it done. I didn't think they'd get it done after he said choke. I thought they were going to lose. But
dude, when that ball bounced straight up in the air, and I was like, I literally said, get out of here. And it dropped right through that cylinder. I was like, wow.
Absolutely. William, love you guys. Ricky, appreciate you guys.
Hockey's pretty good too, man. The hockey playoffs have been excellent.
Absolutely. All right, baseball. 4 games. Of these 4 games, no weather to worry about. Let's list off how hot it is out in these places, or should I say how cold, because weather is not great in most parts of the country. Another reason Arizona is the best. But Pittsburgh and Milwaukee, 54 degrees. Detroit, Cleveland, right by Gyiraszin, 50 degrees. Yuck. Winds blowing out to left a little bit in both them, though. Washington and the Braves, 60 degrees. And then we're looking at the Astros that play inside. So the best hitting weather, I guess, is Houston. But all the totals, 8 and 8.5 right next to each other. Hitting weather pretty similar, pitching weather pretty similar. So I don't see really any weather advantages. If you see some, you can let us know. But otherwise, let's go. We're going to change the filter today, though. Show players, my projection, greater than, we'll go 7 because it's such a short slate. And again, I want these for pitching. Then we'll hide the non-filtered. That leaves us as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pitchers to work with that are projected for over 7 points today of the 8 teams. 1, 9.87. Just sort by projection. Look at that. 15, 14, couple 13s, couple 11, 10, 9. What are we doing, Gyiraszin? I'm grouping it all together. I'll sort by salary. You can see ownership. I mean, I think it's spread out pitching, go all in on 1 or 2 bats if I had to really want to do this slate. I don't really know, though, because these guys all look really similar to me. Break it all down.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest of pitching today for us, but You kind of look at the guys. Obviously we got 8 pitchers. I kind of see 4 of them that would be, guys that you could think about playing, and then the bottom half guys. The other 4, I'm not concerned. So I'll start with the top 4: Flaherty, Smith, Shawver, Bibee, and Kirby. So Flaherty's got a 28.9 strikeout percentage. I think he's going to have to be the SP1, even because, Cleveland don't have much power. They don't have many strikeouts either. But, we got 4 games. It's not like we got a lot to choose from here either. So I think Flaherty would be the guy I would say would probably have the most upside. Smith, Shawver, I think, is right there too. But we talked about it yesterday. 30% strikeout rate to the lefties, or 17% strikeout rate to righties, 30% strikeout to the lefties. So, I think that's something too. Like his strikeout percentage is a little better from the left side. So I don't know. You could duke it out between the 2 of them and decide like which one you want. Like, you could convince me on both of them. Really. I think those are the 2 you pretty much would be safe to play if you were over on DK, I would say. Bibee's got a pretty decent discount, but you just look at his numbers from last year to this year. It is a little bit concerning that his strikeout percentages are 16% to lefties this year, 16% to righties. Last year, he was 25% to lefties, 26%. He overall 26% strikeout pitcher. He's 16% this year. So it is a little bit concerning. His fly ball percentage is up a little higher to lefties this year. So, that's a little concerning. The Tigers, call me a homer, but they're the best team in baseball. They got some lefties that can do some damage on that side of the ball. So, I'd be a little concerned with him. The Tigers are very patient also. So that's something. They're going to make him throw some pitches. Kirby, this is his first start. I looked it up and dug up a little bit. He didn't have but high 50s, I think about 59 pitches, barely 60 pitches in his rehab start. So I don't see him going much more than maybe once through the lineup. Maybe they may give him 4 innings. I don't see him really going too deep in that start there. So I would pretty much X him out. If you want to throw him in there, it just seems too high for price for me. He should be $6K, then maybe I could maybe consider, give him maybe even a look. I just can't consider him. And then yesterday we talked about some Trevor Williams, getting the pitch count and, blah, blah, blah here against the Braves, 18% strikeout. But you know what? Looking at the slate, when you step back, Braves are going to be the chalky offense today. And I think they're going to be fairly chalky. So, you're sitting here thinking, all right, can we go Trevor Williams? But then you're thinking, wait, the Braves are chalky. So you either can fade the Braves and play some Trevor Williams. So I think we got a little leverage we can be had in this spot if you really want to talk about it. But McCullers, I can't do it. No way. Mike Burrows, his first career start. Rodriguez. We're looking at, there's some thin pickings down here at the bottom. So that's why I was saying there's really only 4. To me, the safest 2 is the obvious ones, like we just discussed. So Flaherty, Smith, Shawver, I think would be the 2 that I'd jam in. Maybe if you wanted to go some Bibee, I think he's in play. And if you really want to get a little ballsy, you can go Williams, but the other ones I'd kind of leave out of it. So, that's pretty much it in a nutshell, to be honest with you.
Great breakdown. First, I got to pull this up. This had me laughing.
The best of what? Have you looked at who has the most wins?
Oh gosh, just like the Tigers are
a long time. It's been a long time.
Are falling. Yes, they are, Michael. Yeah, definitely a great breakdown. So I would definitely cross off McCullers. Let's make that easy. I'll probably keep Savali in. I'll cross off Kirby. I like everything that you said. I like Flaherty more. I like Bibee more. I like Shawver more. Pitch count's concerning. K-prop's not good. Price is up there. Let's cross him off. So we're down to 6. I love what you said about Trevor Williams. I made the case on an 8-game slate yesterday just because there was no, or whatever it was, 7, 8, just because there was no cheap options. Now we actually I mean, by default, we have some cheap options and we don't have those like elite spend ups. Whereas yesterday, I mean, first of all, we got to give ourselves a little pat on the back. West Coast games, bats, East Coast games, pitching. Weather worked out yesterday. We don't see an advantage here today, but you did not need the spend ups. You wanted the Hammer, Gossman, McGill mid-tier to get up for Phillies bats. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, the East West. Trevor Williams. I was like, what made me go on that tangent? Trevor Williams. Yeah, Braves are going to be the chalk. Direct leverage on a 4-game slate when you have to play 2 pitchers and we already limit it down to 6. I think Trevor, like at this 8% number, I think I'd be an overweight Trevor Williams. It sounds really gross. I also think Milwaukee is also the chalk. So why not try the 2 cheapest pitchers? I kind of like those guys. And then I'll spend up for bats elsewhere. And then that by default also, because I think Flaherty Bybee is the chalk pairing. Smith Shawver is my favorite. And then I would probably say Flaherty. I think I like Bybee the least of those, but I would be totally fine skipping what I think the chalk pairing is and going Shawver and picking one of these 3. Savali is just playing he's just playing Pittsburgh. I'm not really worried about Pittsburgh's lineup all that much, but you're not getting nearly as much direct leverage with Savali as you are Trevor Williams, Burrows. So I think I prefer those 2. So yeah, that's how I got it. If I had to rank pitching, it's Shawver, Flaherty, Williams, Burrows, I think is how I got it. Anything to wrap up pitching before we talk these 4 games for bets?
No, I mean, I really think it's interesting. I think this is the kind of day to really, it's a good to play 2 or 3 teams, and because just as you said, you can play a Williams in one of your lineups and go with a little heavier bats and then you're fading the chalkiest offense. It should be the chalkiest offense, especially the lefties of the Braves. So to me, by doing that, I think you'll definitely be different. And then you could, if you want, you can make a lineup and stack the Braves, if you really wanted
for sure.
to. So,
100%.
Yeah, I think that today, and here's another thing. There's 4 games today, so you don't really need to. I don't think stacking necessarily has to be as necessary today, because if all the teams only score 4 or 5 runs, nobody gets over 5 runs, pretty much a stack probably will not win. And so, even some minis, a couple 2-2s, maybe, there's different ways, maybe even days like today, I don't mind looking at the hot hitters for the last week and 2 weeks and try to come up with some, maybe some different theories, or look at different guys that I don't think are really chalky, and, maybe swap out the Olsen. Matt Olsen probably be one of the chalkier bats in the whole day today. So, I don't know. I think there's just different ways. We'll probably wake up tomorrow and you'll go back and look at the contest tomorrow. And I'd say there's a pretty good chance that the winner will not have a 5-3, 5-2. It's going to be a team that in most occasions may not win. So, 4-game slates, you just got to think about, like, if one team goes ham and nuke today, yeah, sure. Obviously you're going to, have to have that stack. But if we get some teams that only score 5-6 runs, 4 or 5 runs, and we were talking about how cold it is today, Title, across the board, except for that game in Houston. And and you look at that game in Houston, I'm not really too concerned about the power of the Astros. So, but I think today is just kind of one of them. It's just a 4-game slate. It's just not what we typically see on a 7, 8, 9, 10-game slate. So I think you got to just kind of think a little differently sometimes.
No, I don't hate it. I'm still almost always stacking by default, but I do not hate it one bit. Like 4-4s, maybe more viable, 4-3-2, whatever it is.
I'm saying, I think today is a day to be open to it.
Yeah. I also think
more so than other days. I think today is a day to be open to it. The smaller slates. I think it's definitely a way to go. And, you could look at some of the bigger names, the Giant Squids and the players that are, that are up there and, playing high stakes, and you see them win and they got, a 3-2-1-1. And you're like, wait, what about the stacking? I pay attention. I watch.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's always good to watch. Saber Sim, very powerful, the contest flashback. What you're saying, always be open. Like, I wouldn't set a rule sometimes by default on Saber Sim. I think it's like, don't stack your hitter against a pitcher. You can totally do that on a slate like this to also get different that way. A 5-2-1, and that's your one-off against your own pitcher. Again, when the highest projected pitcher is 15, they're expected to give up some runs. But yeah, also to Gyirasin's point, look at the team totals, run totals for them. 4.7 the chalk, 4.8. Those are the two highest on the slate, then 4.6. So kind of like Gyiraszin saying, no team scores above 5. That's when you don't need to stack by any means. I'm just hoping one team puts up 8. You have that team. If you know a team puts up 8 and every other team puts up 4, you would want 5 guys from that team more than likely, even though it still doesn't mean you get all the points. There's still 9 batters in the lineup, etc. But all right, Tigers, Guardians, talk some bats. Bibee, Flaherty on the mound. We are looking at an 8 total, minus 110 apiece. Minus 130 favorites are the Tigers. I'll say I like your Tigers, the lefties. Bibee's bad against lefties. Bibee's going to get ownership. Bibee doesn't grade out well in the pitcher rankings. Yeah, I think Tigers are pretty good. You're saying they're the best team in baseball? All right, let's play the best team in baseball at, yeah, they're getting some ownership, but I guess who isn't on a 4-game slate? And I think you can get different at pitcher. I love Carpenter, Green, McKinstry, Keith, your boy Torkelson, finally out of the coaster. He's got pop. He almost bombed yesterday, hit a double. So yeah, I like the Tigers today. Flaherty is one of the pitchers I think is pretty solid. So I don't know, direct leverage on a 4-game slate though. I'll never say no to it. So can you make case for any of the Guardians?
Not really a fan of any of the Guardians, but I will say Jose Ramirez is always a thorn in the Tigers' ass. That's for sure. He's always getting after us, and Flaherty is prone to give up some bombs. Fly ball percentages are a little concerning. They're up from last year, almost 8%. He's at 35% to pretty much to both sides of the plate. So that's a little bit concerning. Manzardo's got a 42% fly ball percentage, which is interesting too. But with the Tigers, I mean, you look at Bibee here. I mean, he's got a 278 ISO to lefties. I mean, you got Kerry, Carpenter, Riley Green's been hitting the ball, McKinstry. I can't say I'm too big of a fan of Colt Keith, and Sweeney's actually being hitting. So I think this one here is definitely interesting. I'd be stacking up the Tigers. I mean, especially Bibee's got 17% K rate. I mean, it's just, to me, I think lefties here are screaming. And like you mentioned, you could throw Torkelson in there as well. But yeah, I like the Tigers. I think the Tigers are a pretty good stack today. Obviously, they knocked the Indians knocked the Tigers out last year. So there's been some talk around town here, you know, that that's our rival. That's who they want to beat. So I think the Tigers are going to come in there focused today. They're at home. It is cold though. It's cold as shit. So
it's cold in most places. 3 of the 4.
Yeah, as most places. But I think the lefties here are really, really, really interesting.
Yeah, no, I like it. Tigers one of my favorite stacks. I like the lefties. Direct leverage. Yeah, I nothing really more to say. Again, I don't hate the Guardians just because of the leverage you get off of the chalkiest pitcher on the slate, who's only projected for 15. And the team can be pesky. They can scrap. Like, you get a couple walks, just a single right there. That's a 25-pitch inning for Flaherty. I mean, it changes a lot. You don't like picking on the Tigers bullpen either. So, yeah, I like a lot of other stacks. I think I like Pittsburgh for more. Let's see, 68%, 48. Still a pretty big difference, but I don't think too many people are playing Pittsburgh. I think they're interesting. Definitely the Brewers, though. Look at that. Brewers definitely very chalky, them and the Braves. Burrows, Savale on the mound. We're looking at a 8.5 total, minus 122 on the over. Brewers minus 115 favorites. I like the Pirates at ownership because I think they're kind of forgotten. And I don't like the Brewers just because I like all these run totals are pretty similar. And why are they so chalky? Their prices are good. They can run. This Burrows guy is a complete unknown. But I just would rather take a shot on a lower owned team, I think, being optimal or being up top who you need than the Brewers. So, and I prefer the Braves when I'm picking chalk. I like Trevor Williams, but if he gets blown up, like I think the Braves really jump on him. So of the two chalky teams, I like the Brewers less. So yeah, if they're on the winner, probably not good for me. I think Pirates are interesting though. Savali's he's in the pitching pool because the Pirates aren't great on paper. It's a 4-game slate. Maybe he can navigate 14. He's not a good pitcher. So yeah, O'Neal, Cruz, Reynolds, top of the order looks pretty good. Break down this one.
Yeah, this one, I mean, this one kind of like screams a Royals situation, kind of like, I mean, I wish you look at the fly ball percentages for the Brewers, and they're one of the worst fly ball teams in baseball. I mean, you got Hoskins, who's at 35%. Everybody else is in the 20s, and that's definitely concerning. I mean, this Mike Burrows, you look at. I was looking at him. It looked like he's just an average pitcher. I mean, so guy obviously started in the minors for a reason. So I'm just going to assume he's probably not very good. So I don't know, man. I think it's tough. I don't know. I don't know, man. I can't do it right now. I mean, they do have a 4.8 run total. That's why they're chalk. They got the highest implied runs. But, man, I don't know. What are we going to get out of them here? We're not going to get too many 2 or 3 run innings out of the Brewers here, I don't think. So it's just a little concerning. But, yeah, I mean, if you're comparing them with the Braves, that's not really with the lefties of the Braves or the Tigers. I'd rather have the Tigers than the Brewers in this situation. So, I don't know, maybe a mini stack, but I think Rhys Hoskins is probably the best play on the Brewers all the way across. I mean, if Churio too, if you wanted to look there, but I mean, I think Hoskins would be a guy I'd look at.
Yeah, no, the fly balls for Hoskins will be pretty low owned. 17%. I guess none of them are low owned, lower than some of the other ones. Churio would be my favorite if I had to pick, but I just don't like the Brewers much. They're going to be very high owned. Like I said, I like the Tigers too. I'm with you. I'll ride the Tigers at less ownership. I like the Braves more, who are both going to be chalk. We're about to get to that game. What about Pirates, did you say?
Stadium. I mean, it's cold. It's already a bad stadium just when it's normal. Like
you're not playing Pirates?
Huh?
You're not playing any of the Pirates?
On a slate like today, you can't X anybody out. I mean, Rodriguez is another guy we don't know. Ornell Cruz isn't somebody that I wouldn't mind, playing at all. So,
yeah, Savali's confirmed, Ian. What's going on? Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't count any of these Pirates out.
Right.
I mean, maybe even Reynolds you could look at if you want to go there. I wouldn't really get too far down into that lineup, but I mean,
I like Pirates more. I like Pirates more than Guardians. I like them more than Brewers at ownership. I like them more than Nats. Probably like Braves more. I like them more than the Stros, and then I like the Mariners. But so that's like 4 at ownership. They're like number 4 on the slate for me. Top of the order mainly though.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Rodriguez too. He had 22% last year, 22% strikeout to lefties, 10% to righties, but I think the sample size is really small. I think this dude's only got like a 10 innings or something in his career. So, yeah, I mean, we got a couple unknowns here. It's a 4-game slate. Who knows? This could turn into a damn softball game. And, I mean, you just don't know, right? I mean, it's very possible. The Brewers bullpen isn't all that good either. It's top 10 worst bullpen in baseball. In Pittsburgh ain't much behind them. They're just a few points behind them. So, so really these two bullpens are, they may be, Washington's bullpen is on the slate, so they suck. But yeah, these are 2 and 3 worst bullpens in the whole slate. So, I mean, how long are we going to get to these two guys? We might get some bullpen games here. So I think just, I mean, if I'm playing a bunch of teams, I'm probably including some of this just because, the bullpens aren't really that good. They're below average. And
I'm playing 100 teams, even 75. I'm probably playing at least one of every stack. And I think that's what you would see sharp people like that 150, the giant squids of the world. I think you would see them do the same.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if not. Yeah, but that's a good segue to the next game. Talk about the worst bullpen on the slate, the Washington Nationals and the Atlanta Braves. AJ Smith-Shawver, Trevor Williams on the mound. Oh, that Brewers total just jumped up to 9. Minus 122 on the under now, but it was 8.5, I believe, minus 122 on the over for the Brewers. So that's interesting. 8.5 total, this minus 112 on the under.
Braves minus. Make a bet.
I don't know. Maybe someone in this chat right here, someone in this chat just moved the line when we were talking. You said softball. Someone got excited. Hit the bet button.
It could be.
8.5 total, minus 108 on the over, minus 155 favorites are the Braves. I like the Braves. like I said, I like them more than the Brewers at chalk. I like Trevor Williams for the fact of if he gives up 3 runs in 6 innings with 4 Ks, you would take that at the price, the ownership, and the Braves not getting there. But like Gyiraszin said, in 3 teams, I would play the Braves in one of them. And obviously don't play Trevor Williams when you're playing that 5-man stack. But yeah, I think this is a good spot where either Trevor Williams is optimal or the Braves are optimal. And at that point, it's easier to get overweight on an 8% owned pitcher. This team is chalky, but yeah, I don't mind playing them in 2 of the 3 teams. Like, go take it away. What Braves bats are your favorites? The lefties look good. I'm still playing Ozuna. I'm still playing Riley. Like, you can play the power bats, but yeah, I think Braves look really good. Shawver is one of my favorite pitchers. I'm not playing the Nats.
Yeah, I mean, Olson's definitely probably going to be one of the highest owned bats on the slate. I mean, Williams' K percentage is 8 percentage points different. He's down to 15% this year to lefties, 23% to righties. I mean, last year you look at him, he was at 22%, so he's down a little bit to lefties so far this year. His ISO's 206, his WOBA's 434 to lefties. Verdugo, I wish he could stop swinging his toothpick bat and actually get a big boy bat and maybe get some hits. I don't know why they got him at the top of that lineup. But Olson was definitely in play. Baldwin, Albies, Harris. I just wish Albies and Harris would get their head out of their ass and help that Braves bullpen or the whole lineup a little bit. They just haven't really been themselves, obviously. But I mean, yeah, I think the Braves are gonna be pretty chalky here today. So yeah, I mean, the Braves are obviously the big name team too, that people are gonna look at. They're gonna look at the Ozuna. I mean, Ozuna's got a 400 WOBA against righties. So I mean, Baldwin 458. It's definitely interesting here. I mean, they're going to get the bat on the ball. They don't really have too many strikeouts in this Braves lineup to begin with, and Williams isn't a strikeout pitcher. So, I mean, that's what we're looking at here. And damn, that Washington bullpen is just horrific. Second worst bullpen in all of baseball. I mean, we talked last night about the A's and the Angels being the 1 and 3, and Washington being squeezed right between them as the worst bullpen. I mean, that's definitely something to be said too. I mean, I talked about it yesterday. I said, man, well, who knows? That Braves and Angel game could kind of be a fuddy-duddy, and then at the end, all of a sudden, some fireworks and get you over the finish line where you want to be. And pretty much that stupid cat of mine over there knocking the fence down title scared the shit out of me. Holy crap, that damn cat. Daughter got a kitten home from the holidays, scaring the shit out of me over there. But anyway,
it got you over the hump. It got you over the hump.
I got them late runs there, the 4 and 8th and 9th inning. That was got me to where it needs to be. But yeah, I think we got the same thing here today. Braves could get a bunch of runs in the late half of that game. Obviously, being on the road, they're going to get that 9th inning at bat here. So. Braves could get you right where you got to be there at the end, because this Washington bullpen sucks.
Yeah, yes, they do. All right, 1 game left. Last game of the slate again. Appreciate everyone hanging out. It's like button, subscribe button. Helps us out a ton.
I'll address something real quick here. Josh, I was saying earlier that this is a day I'd be more open to not stacking and fully stacking, just because there's 4 games. We don't have really any high team totals and so forth. So, I mean, if a team totally goes off, obviously you're going to have that stack. So, I mean, if you miss, swing and miss. But there's only 4 games. We get a bunch of, final scores of 5-2, 5-3, 6-4, 1 homer hit per game. Chances are the team that's going to win is probably going to have a mixture of some 2-2s, maybe 2-3, 1-1. I think, you could see. But, I mean, stick to normally what you do. I just saying today with a cold day, I think that definitely could be the case today. I was just saying be a little more open to it. But definitely by all means, most 95% of the time you play baseball, you should be stacking.
Yes. Yeah. No, if there was a slate not to, this is definitely the slate you can choose not to. I would still focus on like a 3-2-2. Like you're trying to like get mini stacks, like a guy gets a double, your guy drives them in. So you can still get multiple points from different players on one outcome. But again, you can mini that of 3 teams instead of 2 teams, something like that. All right, last game. Again, appreciate that was funny. Yeah,
Dude,
Gyiraszin definitely scared.
Probably I do put catnip on the rug up there and it rolls all around and shit in it.
Bet your cat loves you.
Safety
All right,
meetings for everybody in the house.
There you go. Last game of the night, Houston Astros, Seattle Mariners, 8.5 total, -112 on the over. -142 favorites are the Mariners. We're not playing Kirby mainly for the pitch count and just the K prop's not great. But I don't know how much I want to pick on them. Like these Astros, not an appealing lineup. I don't want to pick on them that much. Mariners stuff, I do want to pick on Lance McCullers, though. He does give it up. Like the lefty, the sample's so low. Let's see. I can't get the sample because he's been out for a while. The old Lance McCullers, way back in the day, used to be good. Now this pitcher doesn't throw hard, pitches the contact. Julio Rodriguez crushing, Cal Raleigh crushing. Tellez has power. Randy. I don't know how much I want to play like Polanco, but yeah, I think Mariners are in play against a pitcher I'm not pitching. What's the Astros bullpen looking like?
The Astros bullpen is one of the better ones. They're second best in baseball.
Yeah, so I mean they would be behind the Braves, Pirates, Tigers for me, but I think they'd be fourth at ownership.
Seattle's got a very good bullpen as well. They're like top 10. So this game here, the weather one we were saying had the better weather, has two of the better bullpens too. That's why I was thinking that Milwaukee-Pittsburgh game has two shittier bullpens.
That total moved to 9. So I mean, yeah, that's the biggest on the slate now.
Yeah, that is definitely interesting. But I mean, this game here with Lance McCullers, I mean, even when he was Lance McCullers when he was reasonably decent, I mean, he was more of a ground ball pitcher. He's never really been a strikeout guy. I mean, he's been more of a ground ball pitcher to the left side, 61% compared to the righties, only at like 30%. Fly ball rates are really low. So, some guys that are able to get the ball up in the air better, Kyle Riley's almost at 35%, Polanco 32%, Talese 29%, even more, and Williams at the bottom are at 30%. So, I mean, I think the Mariners have been looking pretty decent on the road, as we see here in the chat. So, from Go Collect, are they a road thing? I mean, could
one
be
of the better records in baseball on the road,
right? I mean, and they are 4.6 team total. The Astros bullpen, though, as we mentioned, is pretty good. So that's a little concerning. So you better get to Lance McCullers pretty quick. And I'm going to assume that they already know that if he starts walking guys, he gets in trouble. He's going to get his ass yanked out really quick. His walk rate so far this year has been 15.6%. That's horrific. So he loses his control. I can already assume they're gonna bounce him out of there.
Yeah, which is kind of the reason I don't love, or the Mariners are number 4 for me, because like you're mentioning with a bullpen, if it's a 3-1 game, like their Astros are still gonna give their solid guys, and if they give up the lead, you're gonna get the setup guy, the closer. Like I'd rather pick on the Nats bullpen. Obviously, the problem is everyone would. You said Brewers bullpen isn't great, though. Look at the Pirates, 68% when you add everything up, 126% for the Mariners when you add everything up. I don't quite think it might be 126. Like, I think the Braves are more popular and the Brewers, but Mariners are probably number 3. And on a 4-game slate, like, steam is real. Like, the more people, everyone's running sims nowadays and looking at content and, like, jumping on. It's a lot of groupthink, kind of, it feels like. So when steam is really real in a lot of sports. Someone was talking about Putnam. I don't know how to pronounce him for golf, that he got steam, though. Like DJ always talked about it. It's who's steaming, who's moonwalking. That's really real for baseball. 4-game slate, even more so. If the Braves are like 45% owned, that's the worst stack. Even though I'm saying right now it's good, it's all about what you think the ownership will be. So anything you want to add on that? That was a little tangent, but it's an ownership game more than anything on a 4-game slate, and one of the most variant sports for DFS, which MLB is.
Right. And I think that's, why I was just mentioning, be more open to maybe not fully stacking, maybe just make a lineup, fool around, make you a lineup, and try to find some of the hotter hitters at some positions, and maybe find a couple of these teams and bunch up a couple, maybe the 3-4 hitter, 4-5 hitter, just stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I think today is a day that you can do little creative things, I guess, like you said. Maybe run into where you can have a hitter against your pitcher today.
You can play Jack Flaherty, but you absolutely, where is it? But you really love Jose Ramirez. Who's doing that?
Right.
And Flaherty's not expected to go out there 6 innings and give up 0 runs. So right there, you said you love Jose Ramirez. You love Jack Flaherty. Jose Ramirez gets a homer. Jack Flaherty can easily still be optimal on this slate. So I would not exclude that rule by any means.
Right. And I mean, that's what I just mean. With these 4-game slates, we can get a little bit more creative today, but I mean, hey, hopefully we kind of gave you some ideas. I think the more I think about it, I think the Pirates are a little bit more interesting. Like we were saying with Cruz, I think Cruz is more interesting too, as I think about it. So, but yeah, I mean, let's have us a day. It's Thursday. Like I said, I ain't going to work tomorrow. This guy is not working. I'm not working Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm not working. And then the next week is my, let's say 6 days from now, I guess I got a birthday. I ain't looking forward all that much to him, but I'll be the big whopping 53. So I'm going to drown myself in some sorrows here in the next 5 days title that I don't have to work. And I'm going to have me some fun, play some bags, and hopefully enjoy the 50-degree weather here. But, it is what it is. But we're going to have some fun.
So you're telling me you're off tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, go back Tuesday, have a birthday Wednesday. So that means you're off Wednesday too?
Yeah, basically.
Then you might as well take Thursday, Friday off. That's a great couple of weeks for Gyiraszin. 53, young G. Yeah, I like that. Young G. Always teaching me something new, always making me laugh. Always love being around Gyiraszin. 53 years old. That is awesome.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe it. 4-game slates. That was fun, Gyiraszin. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Like button, subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. Jake's saying he's got BVP against McCullers. He said he faced him in high school. He got BVP.
You know who I faced in high school?
Oh man. Dude's got to be in a cane right now. You're 53.
Jim Abbott.
Jim Abbott. Is his son Andrew Abbott?
No, he was the guy that had one arm.
Oh.
One hand.
Did you have BVP?
No. Struck my ass out. Him and Steve Avery. They were from around here.
Were you in the same hospital as Benny?
Was I born 527? Were we in the same hospital? Seaway Hospital in Trenton.
Is that in Detroit?
It's downriver. I think, yeah, it's Trenton. I think it's literally about 15 minutes from Detroit. But yeah, I'm the 2872. So Benny, happy birthday, brother. 1 day apart. My daughter now was born on 527. So she stole my birthday, Benny.
Wow.
She stole my birthday. I get well, she's 19 now, but I get the old, oh yeah, happy birthday to you too, Dad. That's what I get. Yeah. Thanks.
My mom and brother have the same birthday. So mom never really got to celebrate.
For anything else, because when she becomes 21, then we can have. She'll party with me now. We let her have some fun, but when we get to go to the bars together, then we'll get to have the same birthday party. I'll get to go hang out until I'm forever old with them, hanging out because it'd be my birthday too. You better come pick me up. And
you're the cool dad, so she'll definitely want you there. Happy birthdays, right? We'll say that Gyiraszin and I will be on the show next Wednesday, unless he takes the day off. But otherwise,
I love doing this stuff. Love talking baseball. So
yeah, we'll have a big celebration on the air. Gyiraszin, second place yesterday. I think first place is incoming today. These 4 games are locked. All lineups are in. Should be good with all weather. Time to get some teams in. All content rolling up. Projections, ownership. SaberSim, of course, ready to rock like always. If you do want to join us, best deal by far. Shout out DGen. DGen75 is the promo code. Usually $99 brings you down to $24. So $75 off using the code. Get you SaberSim. Get you access to the Discord and all of our content. Again, be on the lookout for the GoFundMe, the things we're going to be doing. June 11th for sure. We're going to have a stream 7 p.m. in the Lord's time zone for the major. Everyone definitely tune into that. But Stuff will be piling out on Twitter. We'll announce it on the shows in the Discord when we do have more information. Gyiraszin, awesome stuff. Let's win some money. Tomorrow we will be back. Me and Ham. I'm excited to do a show with Ham. Hey, also, last thing. NBA, Showdown, Slate Plan. Definitely check it out. Big game 2, OKC and Timberwolves. It's been fun in the Showdown streets. 100K up top. Plenty of money to be made. Nobody better than Rio out there. For Gyiraszin, I'm Title Town. Be safe. Good luck. Peace.